Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, I've been playing The Sims 4 for a long time, and I have bought almost every single pack in the game. I wanted to post a video about the packs that I regret buying so that you can also save your own coin. I'm going to go in order of what I think is the least controversial to the most controversial. In case you cannot tell, we are in Tartosa. She's beautiful. Love this world. It's gorgeous. It's also my girl's wedding day. And I want to start by telling you what it is that I hate about Tartosa. It's editing me coming in to voiceover because I feel like I was kind of waffling on about what I don't like about Tartosa and my wedding stories. Number one, Tartosa is a beautiful world, but it is a set. You can see me clicking around. You literally can interact with almost nothing. The world is not full of harvestables, and it takes your Sims forever and a day to walk from one part of the world to another, which you could see to be a good thing. But there are worlds in The Sims 4 where you can just walk to a certain point and then your Sim will go into a rabbit hole to get to the other point. But my main problem with Tartosa is that it is a set and there is almost nothing for you to do unless you are on a lot or at the beach. Now, let's talk about the camera work in Tartosa. You can see you can't even zoom in on your Sim. The camera always just kind of jumps up, and that is the worst when you're on the lots on top of the hill in Tartosa. That is something that I don't like. My wedding stories has definitely been fixed, but when we have the wedding ceremony, it literally takes hours and hours and hours and hours and hours for them to actually start getting married. You can see me triple speeding and they're just staring at each other for several hours before they actually get married, and then we have a bunch of random Sims and their guests just standing at the altar with them, talking about nothing. The guests do come and do things, but you can see that the Sims ate the cake before I even cut it. They are not coming to dance. I asked my Sims to have the first dance. They do not have the first dance. They just stare at each other, and that's because if the Sims aren't in the same household, they think that they're the guest. Even if the person that she's marrying here is her husband, he thinks that he's a wedding guest. So they never have their first dance. Eventually, I'm just exasperated with it, and that's why I don't like my wedding stories. It quite simply does not fucking work. My next pack that I regret buying is Laundry Day. While I think that Laundry Day is really a beautiful pack in terms of build and buy and create a Sim, I don't like the everyday game day activity because anytime that your Sim changes their clothes, the laundry fills up, and inevitably you end up spending the rest of your life doing laundry. And a little bit like wedding stories, it's very micromanaging in that you have to put the laundry in, then you have to set it to wash, and then it's not always clean, so you gotta wash it again. For those of you who like that kind of monotonous gameplay, see she just immediately walked away, then that might be fun for you, but just know that you will be doing laundry a lot. It is a fun pack. It's not a pack that I hate that I have. It's just one that I really don't play with that often just because it takes up your entire Sims life. Like, you will spend so much time doing laundry. Next on my list is unfortunately cats and dogs. While I like the cats and dogs build and buy mode, look at this. Brindleton Bay is always raining. Just always raining, and that is not fun times. I don't like that. It doesn't make it for fun times for me. And while the cats and dogs are adorable, as you can see, adoption doesn't always work because she has not come with my dog. And the cats and dogs are ultimately just always sick and just not that fun to play with, in my opinion. Again, if you love pets, there's my dog, then you could have a lot of fun with cats and dogs, but just know that you're going to spend a lot of time at the vet or getting those wellness treats so you can take care of your animal. It's just not something for me. I don't have the attention span to take care of pets in The Sims 4. I barely have the attention span to take care of children in The Sims 4. This is more of a me thing, but this is about the packs that I regret buying. I don't mind that I have Brindleton Bay, but I almost never play in this world. The build and buy stuff is cute, and I sometimes use it, but I don't always use it, and I ultimately just find the pets kind of annoying. Snowy Escape. Okay, my issue with Snowy Escape is that while it's fun and it definitely has some fun gameplay like hot springs or skiing or snowboarding. I really love that aspect. There's also rock climbing. You can get to the top of the mountain, and the world of Mount Kumarebi is absolutely beautiful. It's a pack that I don't play with that often because it's only so fun to watch the same animation over and over again, and I think that where this pack failed was lack of depth and additional activities to do. Replayability is not super high unless you just want to live in the world of Mount Kumarebi and you're playing a sim who happens to like snowboarding and skiing and rock climbing, but that's pretty much all you're going to do in Mount Kumarebi, and I wish that there was more depth and layers in this game pack. All right, and we have our final pack, Discover University. My issue with Discover University is how much goddamn time you spend doing homework. Do you think your sim is here to party and have a good time? Well, I sure hope so, but too bad for you. They were going to spend a ton of time just doing homework, and one could argue that that is realistic, but you're going to spend a lot of time doing this, which is staring at your sim doing homework. Also, my sim is glitching and saying that he graduated and he earned his diploma. That did not happen. In addition, classes are not active. I don't know how they would have managed active classes, but too many things are rabbit holes. I would have loved to see a dining hall, attending guest lectures, or at least being able to see the interior of these buildings. As it stands, only the commons and the dorms are buildings that you can go to. Even like the sporting hall where events are held, graduation, none of that is active, which just makes the game unrealistic. And then finally, university takes 12 course credits, and you can only do 4 credits a semester. That means in total your sim is spending 4 sim weeks of their life in university. For reference, sims are young adult for about 30 days, so that's essentially spending almost their entire young adult life on regular lifespan in university. If you're playing short lifespan, well, Lord, you're just going to die at university. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of the university pack. Also, the world isn't that big. Most of the world is the university, which makes sense. But when you consider that it's really only dorms and the commons that you can actually interact with, you'll see there's not a lot to do. There are ways to get around this and things that you can do to kind of finesse it, turn things into different lots for more fun. But there's also only 2 in-game livable lots. Again, you can change these. So if your sim's not going to university, you're really not spending a lot of time living here. Keep in mind, this is not what your university in-laws will look like because I'm playing in a custom save file. And there are mods that you can use to shorten university, which is why I don't hate this pack. But I think that as it is, if I would go back, it's probably not a pack that I would purchase. And that is it. Those are the 5 packs that I probably wouldn't buy again if I could go back and do it. Again, I don't hate all of these packs. They're just not packs that I go back and use often for the reasons that I have mentioned. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you found it useful in some way, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!